All right, guys, let's get into this defensive player of the year final
This man is
three.
waiting, dog.
What
Woo.
a fucking joke these
What's
media
a
people
joke?
are. What a fucking joke.
Who
80
chooses
has
this stuff,
been
huh?
80 has been top 2 defensive player in the NBA for the last what, 6, 7 years? The fact that this man just still hasn't gotten defensive player of the year and that bum fucking French motherfucker has 3. And believe me, I'm so fucking waiting for them to give that motherfucker 4 this year. I'm waiting. This fucking bum ass motherfucker who gives everyone COVID has
Wow.
gonna have 4 defensive player of the years in his fucking arsenal when it's all said and done. He's gonna be put in the Hall of Fame because of
He'll
that
be top
bullshit.
75.
And people who don't have who people who didn't see him play are now going to compare him to the fucking all time greats in defensive player as a defensive player, such as Shaq, Hakeem, Wilt, Ben. I mean, I would throw Ben Wallace. I mean, friggin' Scottie Pippen. Like all these motherfuckers, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Rudy's just as good or not as or even as good. Sorry, he is as good as these players or even better than these players because he has 4 defensive player of the years, which is horseshit. Because these media people keep on getting tricked by this big oaf.
So
Wow.
wait, is this more than Dwight Howard?
Yeah, it's gonna be if he gets 4.
Yeah, Dwight
You're
has
gonna tell me
three.
Dwight
I
Howard?
think Dwight has
You're
three.
gonna tell me
Yeah.
Dwight Howard is not a better defensive? Doesn't have more defensive player of the years than that bum ass 7-2 motherfucker?
Question though, since you brought that up, how is he not a top 75 and AD is though?
Who, Rudy or Dwight?
Dwight,
I mean, I agree. I think Dwight should be there. I think he should have. I think he should be there over a couple people.
like AD.
No, well, I'm not gonna get into that.
So,
But
Anyway, no, sorry. Sorry,
but
go ahead. Go ahead. What else?
are
I
you
mean,
thinking
I
his
mean, not
blocks are inflated? That's what you're saying. They need to look at different metrics
his
other
his
than
blocks,
him getting
his
blocks per
blocks,
game.
his blocks, and even Wemby's blocks. All right, even Wemby being in this list, I could kind of understand it, but these guys like Rudy and Wemby and who else is who's fucking tall, Chet, are a byproduct of playing in an NBA generation where power forwards are now being put as centers. They have such a height discrepancy to these players. They're able to block way more shots.
So you're prejudicing his tall people. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm just
But
saying,
that argument would go completely against the Ben Wallace statement. Though.
right? Well, that makes Ben Wallace a Hall of Famer that he is. Now let's
So
get
my
now
question: if
let's
Ben
get
Wallace
into
can do it, why can't these other
So
guys?
what
well
is
let's get
well?
into that other motherfucker, the Heat guy who doesn't even average 1 block per game.
That's what I was gonna say. So what metrics? Like we
That's what
tell
I'm
the
trying to
people,
figure
right?
out. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Tell them,
What are the
tell the
metrics with these
people,
media people?
educate the people, Christian. What does AD do better than Rudy Gobert and Bam? What does AD
Actually,
do
Guys,
better
actually, honestly, let's take it a step further. Let's have him lay out
defensively?
what a prime defensive player should do, and what AD does. Like honestly, that these other guys don't do that fit within that criteria.
well, it's more of the what's the word? The agenda behind why some of these guys are on there. Okay. I've been hearing from a lot of people that the reason why Rudy is there is because of the defensive standings that the Wolves are in the NBA. That he's in it because the Wolves are really high in defensive metrics.
You mean number
Um,
one?
are they number one? Okay, they're number one.
Number one in defensive
So
rating.
are we going
And
by?
they employ Carl Anthony Towns.
Okay,
Continue.
so then are we saying that a player should only be considered defensive player of the year as if the team is number or high in defensive metrics? So is
We're
it a
not
team
making
award?
absolute.
Is it a
We're
team
not
award
making
now?
absolute statements. No.
Is it a team award now? Is Defensive Player of the Year a team award
Don't
or
do
is it
that
an
because
individual
then we're
award?
gonna. There's gonna be a
Because
rabbit hole.
wait, no, hold on, Lou.
MVP
Because hold on.
MVP
hold
would
on.
be in this conversation.
Hold on. Because if that's the case, then why the fuck is Wemby in the top 3? Because the Spurs are almost dead last in defensive metrics.
I love you making an argument that we're not making and then using the argument that we're not making to say, then why is this other person in it?
Well, because
When none of us are making
the bigger point I'm trying
This
to
is
make
his OT, Ev.
the bigger point.
Let him cook, Ev. Let
The
him
bigger
cook,
point
Ev.
what I'm trying to make
It's,
is what are these media people? What are their metrics for deciding who is a top 3 and who should be Defensive Player of the Year?
They're looking at blocks. So Wendy's in there because of blocks.
Oh, okay, because AD
Blocks.
averages more blocks than that big motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. I know. I'm just speaking on Wemby. I know Wemby for sure. The amount of blocks.
Oh, sorry,
per game
Wemby. AD averages more blocks than Rudy and
Rudy,
Bam.
we talking about
Wemby leads
Yeah.
the league in blocks.
Yeah, that's why I know Wemby's in there for sure. Like you cannot lead the league
not
in
just
blocks.
in blocks. They showed clips of people be on a fast break. It's just Wemby, and they're like, I think I'm going to turn around.
Exactly.
Listen, I don't have as much grievance with Wemby being in there because we've all seen Wemby. That motherfucker can change a shot.
And he'll switch too. And
Yes,
he'll switch.
He's quick.
He'll switch.
Now, Rudy, we all know has issues with switching. Okay, they've shown it multiple times in the playoffs. Some Wolves people have said that he has done better this year, but I don't believe it. Okay, I personally don't believe that.
Here's my other question though, right? Ev, and you might be able to help me with this. I don't know if you watch more Wolves. You probably watch more Wolves games than I have. So the critique,
any smoke.
the critique on Gobert,
I'm ducking no fades. We ain't ducking no fades over here.
Is that he has previously only been effective in drop coverage, right? And they have said that for him to be successful, he has to extend his defensive abilities and not just protect and drop coverage because this is a shooting heavy league, right? So he has to be able to go up to the guards and, stretch out, which kind of makes him uncomfortable because he wants to be at the rim. And he's done so with success, and they're attributing his versatility to not only play in drop coverage, but to come up on the pick sometimes and go after the guards here and there. They're saying the media and the people who analyze and watch the game are saying that's contributing to the Timberwolves' defensive prowess. My question to you, Christian, is has AD done similar? Because we've seen that the Lakers have had trouble sometimes protecting, right, the perimeter and things of that sort. So I guess what I'm saying is AD able to anchor a team defensively like a Gobert? Like I think that's what they may be looking like.
So we're doing individual matchups now? Is that how we're deciding?
No.
Because
I'm not saying individual matchups, but like so similar to football, right? In football, how you have the defensive captain who's making sure everything's running, who's talking and calling out the coverages and all of that, right? So your anchor is doing that, right? And Gobert, and other Wemby's not so much. Wemby's just freakishly athletic. That's just what's happening over there. That's just what's happening.
Who's your defensive general, basically?
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is AD doing that, or because I see LeBron doing that on the Lakers. That's really what I'm going with. I see LeBron. I see LeBron taking a brunt of that away from AD. That's what I'm seeing.
I'll answer it this way, okay? I'm viewing Defensive Player of the Year as the defensive side of MVP, okay? How do we decide who's an MVP? If you take that person off
That's
the
why
team,
I asked that question earlier, bro.
if you take that person off the team, how does that team fare? If you take AD off the Lakers, and we've seen it a couple of games and not many games because he's played over 70 games this year. I mean, kudos, give a hand to AD. If you took AD off the team, how bad the Lakers defense looks. The Lakers defense solely relies on Anthony Davis. He does everything for this team. If you take Rudy Gobert off the Wolves, how do they fare? Pretty well, because they have great wing defenders.
but they'll be soft inside because Cat's not doing it.
They have
And that's why they brought him in.
they have
soft inside.
who's their
'cause Cat's
backup
not
center?
doing
It's
it.
not Nas Reed, right? It's someone else.
It's not us. No.
They do okay. They do okay. They're still high in defensive metrics without Rudy. Bam, I don't know. I don't know how the Heat plays. I mean, I don't. Do they have
defense?
I mean, Jimmy's a good defender, but Jimmy like he missed a lot of games this year.
Mhm.
I mean,
They play a disciplined and versatile scheme.
they play a
Part of what
zone
allows
scheme
them
a
to
lot.
switch from man to zone.
They play a lot of
And part
zone.
of it is because they have both disciplined wings and they have a versatile big man. I don't even want to call him a center, a versatile big man in the front. He's probably
not
the
really a
best
center at all.
switcher. He's probably the best switcher out of all the names we're listing.
He can guard 1 through 5.
Yeah, yeah.
He can switch on 1 through 5, legit.
But let me not. You keep going, sir. And then
if AD has the box numbers, AD has the defensive metrics numbers. AD is the sole reason why the Lakers are even adequate at defense. He's the only reason. What other metric does he need to show you? What, because he gets punked by Jokic, he gets punked by these bigger centers. That's why you don't put him in there. I mean, Bam gets punked by bigger
Sabonis is
centers.
not bigger. Sabonis is not a bigger center.
That's where he lost his top 3 right there.
Yep.
Sabonis
Said,
took
"I
his
got you."
finalists from him.
Sabonis is taller than Anthony Davis.
But continue.
He does. He plays taller than Anthony Davis.
Word.
No, he is taller.
No, he's
100% right. 100% right.
Sabonis is a different thing. It's a craftiness with Sabonis. I mean, most of these Euro centers that give 80 fits is the footwork aspect of it.
So which
and
other center gives Rudy
Wise.
fits?
Rudy, everyone.
Yeah.
Guards give Rudy fits. Like, I don't understand. So and I'm gonna quote AD here because he talked about it. I think was it today or something like that? He says, quote, "I'll never get it. The league doesn't like me. I'm the best defensive player in the league. I can switch 1 through 5. I can guard the pick and roll, the best in the league from a big standpoint. I block shots, I rebound." I mean, I couldn't have said it. I mean, I'm just trying to understand, and I'm pleading to you guys because I'm hoping that you guys can tell me why the media disrespects him so much. What else does he need to show?
Very, very eloquently and passionately, but Christian, and I want you to know that I'm rooting for you in your quest to get justice for Anthony Davis. I mean that.
Justice for
Evan,
AD.
as a
Put it on
Lakers
the
fan,
t-shirt.
I'll never receive justice from the media. I mean, who was the last time the Lakers had an MVP? Kobe in 08? Was that the last time?
Who was the last Laker who deserved it?
Kobe Bryant? LeBron James? I think LeBron didn't deserve it in 2020. No?
Who got it? Who got it that bubble season? I don't remember.
Wasn't it
It didn't
was it
matter.
Who got
Wasn't
the
a real
bubble
season.
MVP?
Wasn't a real season.
was it Giannis? Was it Giannis or Jokic?
Was it
Wasn't
Giannis?
Yeah.
Was it Giannis? I think it was Giannis.
Wouldn't be surprised.
All right. So let me
All right, anyways, I'm
gonna try to help.
cooked. I'm done. I got all my frustrations out.
and
Looks
we're
like
here
the
for you.
Lakers are taking their frustration out on
I
Denver.
saw that.
Jesus.
I saw that.
Golly.
I started to say something during the show, but
I mean,
here's the thing, Christian. Here's the
Sorry,
thing.
less
No,
thing.
yes, absolutely, sir, absolutely.
And it's just quick. Here's a quick statement. What did I
Take your
tell you
time.
guys earlier in the season when we were deciding these awards? I said Rudy Gobert is going to trick these media people once again. And he has.
Here's my thing with Rudy. I don't think Rudy is as versatile a defensive player as the other people he's always put up against. And for me, defensively in this league, where it's positionless, essentially, I value a versatile defender versus one who is limited. And Rudy has always presented himself as limited. And that would be my argument for other big men. And also, I'm tired of it being generally big men. I know Marcus Smart was the one who won it recently, but before that, you get what I'm saying? So I'm here with you, Christian. I think AD does more defensively than he gets credit for. I think AD is going to be suffering like LeBron did for Defensive Player of the Year because I think a couple years back, LeBron, especially during his Cavs run, the second go around, I think he was deserving of a Defensive Player of the Year there. I think he was the second year with the Heat when they won it the first time with the Heat. He should have got Defensive Player of the
Wow,
Year.
dude, relax. You're
Yeah.
celebrating this? Come on,
Celebrating.
man.
That's the only time I celebrate LeBron when he's not in a Laker uniform.
That Laker tax is real. I'm telling you guys, the Laker tax is really real. AD is seeing it right now.
It should be real. It should be real, and I feel no type of
Unbelievable.
way.
So you agree? There's that agenda out against the Lakers.
Listen,
It's not an agenda. He fell in the loophole between actual statistical contribution and visual optics. Here's what I mean by this. All right. You got to do one. You either have to be the focal point of a great defense, or you have to look outstanding individually. And the Defensive Player of the Year award, yes, there's a flaw in it, and you receive additional credence for the cute stuff that we see. All right. Block some shots like crazy. All right. You'll vault up the listing. That's part of the reason Jaren Jackson Jr. was there last year and the year before. But here's the thing.
Just don't get me started on that, man.
I'm not
Defensive Player of the Year and average 6 rebounds a game.
I'm just glad. Yeah,
Crazy.
I was hoping we didn't even get there because I know you would have.
Crazy.
I'm just saying.
AD top 5 in both this year, but whatever.
Stay with me real quick. Rudy, I mean, listen, number one defense in the league. He is 7'3". He does get the junior version of what Wemby gets from players shying away from him in the paint. It's not as dominant as what Wemby does, but he does get the junior version of it. You put Rudy's strengths together with, yes, a team defense now that is able to even more effectively funnel players into him for him to swallow up what they're doing in the paint. And you get, yes, a Defensive Player of the Year candidacy, also in part because he is a perennial candidate / winner. So his name's going to be up there when you have the team defensive success around his individual success. The team component of it is also the reason why his accounting numbers may not be as high as in previous years, but the overall optics and success of his role in the scheme puts him at the top. Bam is the East Coast version of your AD argument. He's been top 5 in the running for the last 4 or 5 years. But where AD is on a team that was for most of the season 21st in defense and rose up to 16th in defense over the past 2 months in the season, Bam was on a team that was consistently top 5 in defense for the entirety of the season. So Bam steals your narrative, been waiting to get it argument. Wemby stole your 3rd place spot because Wemby looked individually amazing at the pretty stuff that we value from a defensive standpoint. When you see players literally running away from him, when you see, when you see when you see Giannis block multiple times at the rim, when you see the highlight defensive stuff that, sometimes may not even impact winning, but it's visually stunning to see. And he's, the crown jewel rookie of the league. He gets the spot as a result of that. So what you're really arguing is, why wasn't AD considered in the honorable mentions? Well, his seat in the honorable mentions table was just taken by 2 other narratives. Sorry.
But again, that's my gripe: is you can have different narratives for each player. You can't say, well, Bam's in it because his team was top 5 in defense. In defense, you can't say,
we do.
but and Rudy,
Yeah.
but then say, and then come back and say, well, the Spurs weren't great at all, but we like how Wemby looks with the eye test. Like, come on, man.
Look, man. Look, this is exactly why I first asked you earlier about MVP, and then here we are. You look at the MVP, same situation. Same situation. Rudy is, well, even though I wouldn't put Shea in the realm of Rudy, but individual play, spectacular play, like we've seen with Luka. Your team being number one team and you being a key contributor and the anchor of that with Shea.
AD was anchoring that whole Lakers defense, even without their best perimeter defender all season.
Evan broke it down, Pete.
You can't open the season getting cooked by Jokic, man, and then expect to be.
Jokic cooks everyone, Evan. Who stops Jokic? Honestly, who stops him?
Listen,
Who stops him? Name me one player that is a Jokic stopper.
I'll name you one who doesn't.
I'm not going to hold anything against anyone who gets cooked by Jokic. That's just one of those.
James Worthy, Hall of Fame Laker legend, said that Jokic reminds him of a combination of Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How do you fucking stop that?
Word.
I do want to have a 5-minute conversation real quick with the haters in the room.
Talking about you, dude.
No, I mean you can say. I mean you could have cut it already. You could have cut it already, but it impacts the three of you.
Fine. Go ahead, Evan. It'll be the last segment.
5-minute conversation.
It got to be 5 minutes. Can it be?
It
2?
can be 5. No, I mean it needs to be 5. It needs to be 5.
Jesus, all right.
So Drake's gonna drop his second diss track in a week, and we not gonna say anything. Just
listen.
nothing at all.
I want Drake.
Definitely want your view.
I want Drake to be swung on sight for using Tupac AI and Snoop AI to diss someone, and for those AIs to sound better than his actual lines. What does that tell you? I don't know. Hans know this. I consider Lupe the GOAT, but recently he said that Drake is a better rapper than Kendrick. I can't agree with that one. And I love Lupe, but I can't.
I don't know if I necessarily heard him say that, because that's crazy. But what I will say is, piggybacking off that point, what pissed me off even more is how you say, unless Snoop consented to this and knew that this was going to happen, you're going to go and use somebody, huh?
You know he didn't consent. Why would Snoop want to be a part of it? No, did not.
Exactly,
why would Snoop, someone from the LBC, want to be associated with a Canadian motherfucker dissing an LA native?
Exactly. So that to me, that's even more fool. Like, this man is alive, and you using his likeness? Like, really? Man, it's like this, bro. Come box on your own. Come box on your own.
Y'all are missing it.
Not a bit bad.
It's the concept.
Weak.
It's the
concept is weak.
So it's not.
Sound like one of those Drake fans, Evan. Sound like one of those Drake fans on Twitter.
All I'm saying is, I did this with Cole. Okay, if we're doing this, and I know y'all said he's been throwing shots for years. This isn't the first shot. No, he threw the first shot a month ago. Okay,
who threw the first shot?
Kendrick. With the like that verse.
You can't. That's not the first shot.
You can throw subliminals. And innuendo. But when you come out specifically on a song that comes out,
it's not the first time he's done this, Ev. It's not the first time he's done this, Ev. What's happening is social media, the wave on social media right now compared to the shots taken before. Social media is at a different level, but you can't. What I think is unfair and inaccurate is for you to put a timeline like it started right then and there, and that's Kendrick started the first shot. No, this thing goes back further. Like, you can't.
It's like you're ignoring control.
Yeah, like ignoring control. I'm not ignoring control.
It's like you're ignoring his 2015 BET freestyle. Like,
you can't delineate like that. That's not where it started.
Y'all are missing it. Those are different. Control was everybody. So when it's everybody, it's kind of like it's nobody in particular because it's everybody.
I'm not saying it's control.
But you just called it out. Hold on, let me finish.
I didn't call that out. What I'm saying is,
okay, I'm talking to
Kendrick
who called it out.
Kendrick
Guys, don't
missed him
don't make me
after
make
that.
Can't
cuts.
say that
Don't
this is
make
the
me
first
make
time you
cuts in the
started
defensive
calling
player of the
him
year conversation. Don't make me make cuts, man.
Okay.
This is starting to
I
sound like
feel
another 15-minute ramble. Like, please don't make me
All
do
right,
this.
I'll leave it. Okay, I'll do this. I'll leave it like if I don't hear nothing by next week, though, I'm gonna have more to say.
Oh,
right.
here's my take on that. Here's my take on that.
I
Here's
love
my
it,
take
'cause
on
we both
that.
love the same
Here's my
vibe.
take on that. That is a Drake tactic.
Thank
Who
you.
the hell are you to put a timeline on my response? Nigga,
exactly.
I could respond to you. I could respond to your ass in
A
2
year
years
later.
and still kill your ass.
Hook you.
The
Rose-
problem is,
Rose
here's the
put it
thing.
on Drake's, man.
No.
I
Here's
like
the
it
thing.
all. I
You're
put it
missing
on
it.
Cole.
You're missing it. You're missing it. As much as you want to laud Drake for his creativity, what we're lauding Drake for is taking it out of the arena in which he will lose in. If
Exactly.
I'm Rick Ross, right? If I'm like Rick Ross, if Drake is pulling something like Rick Ross, take it out of an arena so I can fight it. Kendrick's not social. Kendrick's not all out there dancing in your videos. He's not that dude. He's bars and bars alone. That's what Drake. That's what Drake can't. That's where he falters.
He's
So if
bars
Drake,
and bars alone.
if
And he
Drake
has no
takes it,
distraction. Where the bars at, Kendrick?
See, but that's
so
again.
if Drake takes it out of the bar
Where the
media
bars
right?
at, Kendrick?
Yeah.
and does something like this, it's childish. So
Exactly.
what Kendrick has to do is he takes this time because it's hypocritical because Jigga, who takes forever to freaking respond to everybody, it's okay. That's the problem. What you're
that's
not
right.
understanding is Kendrick is
Yeah.
not of this social media age. He doesn't have to go on there and do that.
Past that, he's like, bro, I'm the big homie, not you.
I'm
You're not
it.
gonna make me move when you want to move. Like, come on.
Like,
And not only that,
get out of
one
here.
line, one
Listen
verse
to
got you
that,
making
man.
2 tracks.
Listen to
One
him.
verse
Christian, are
got
you
you
nervous
making
yet?
2 tracks.
13? No?
I'm nervous. I'm gonna have to make cuts now because you guys went on that ramble that
Okay.
didn't want to happen.
bad.
Oh no, you can cut it. It could just be about AD.
Look, it's
This
just
is-
It could just
yeah,
be about AD. This
This
is
is
just
what
us
I
talking.
this is what
this
I
us
feel
going
about
back and
this.
forth.
This is what I feel about Drake's response. That's what I feel about it. All right. See you guys next week.